Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike O'Brien, and in this video I'll be reviewing and comparing two major audiobook apps. One of them is owned by Amazon, and that is Audible, and the other one is a major competitor known as Audiobooks.com. Now these two apps have been around for quite some time, and they're both competing for the #1 spot as an audiobook provider. Now right now Audible is slightly larger, and I've been using Audible for over 4 years, so I have a lot of experience with Audible, and in this video I'm going to make it as non-biased as possible because I've been using audiobooks recently, and honestly I really do like it. So both apps are very different in a lot of ways, and depending on who you are and what you want to use it for, you're going to want to choose one as opposed to the other. So in this video, I'm going to dive in and explain the differences for you guys so you can choose the right one depending on what your needs are. Now before we get into it, if you decide you like either one of these, and I recommend that you try one of them, you can go down in the description of this video and get 2 audiobooks for free, and you'll get a full month for free. So if you want Audible, you go down there and you click the link. You go down there if you want audiobooks.com and you click the link, and you'll get a free trial of either one of them or both. Now with Audible, if you want the 2 free books, you can literally just click it, you'll get 2 free books, you don't have to pay anything, and then after a month, if you decide, you know what, I don't like this, you can cancel your subscription, you didn't pay a dime, and then you'll also get to keep those 2 free books for, the rest of your life. As long as you have your phone, as long as you have your account, whatever it is you own those 2 books, you can use it as much as possible. So let's start off right here on Audible on my phone. So this is an Android phone, and you'll notice that the app looks slightly different on here than it might on iOS, and they both look different than it would on the Kindle. So I have a Kindle right here, and this is where I do most of my Audible listening for a lot of different reasons. So in my opinion, it actually integrates a lot better with the Kindle, and you have other features. You can follow different channels more easily than you can on the actual Android app. So just going through the Android app though, because I think a lot of people out there will be using their phones for this, and this shows the basics of what the app is. So when you look at this, here's your home page, and it'll go down. You can see essentially bestsellers. They have different things they want you to buy, they want you to look at. They have your, Audible Originals. That's a new thing that they're really pushing, is the Audible Originals. They weren't around several years ago, but they are now, and it's included with your membership. Also, you can go down and you'll have these free things for members. So if you go across, you'll get, all these different, right now they're doing a fitness series. So you can go and listen to anything if you're trying to train for a 5K or something like that. If you want to do meditation, they have all these different things. And I added a few of them to my library just to show you guys what it's like. So if you go to my library right here, you'll see some of the most recent ones. So you have 16 issues of Beat Gym Boredom. So if you're bored in the gym, if you suffer from gym boredom, I guess, then you might want to check these out. In my opinion, these are more like a podcast and less like an audiobook, but nonetheless, it's something that comes along with it. So aside from the free things, and aside from the 2 free things that you get from the Audible Originals every month, you also get 1 free audiobook every month with your membership, which is $15 per month. Now, if you just go and check out the books, right here I have The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So you can go and you can look at all the different chapters. So you can scroll down, you see all the different chapters, you can skip to the chapters, and you have so many different options here. You can skip forward or backward 30 seconds, you can play it faster or slower, you can adjust it almost continuously. So by 0.05 is your adjustment speed. So if someone talks a little slow or a little fast, you can adjust the speed of the playback. You can also, when you actually want to listen to the book, before you even buy the book, if you want to say, I'm interested in this one, you can actually go and listen to a sample of it, and you'll hear the author, or you'll hear the narrator rather, and you can say, you know what, I like this person or I don't. And honestly, even if you don't check that out and you get the book and you decide a couple days later, you know what, I actually really don't like this book, you can then go and return it and exchange it for another free audiobook, just using your credit. Now at the bottom, you also have a sleep timer, something that I think is really cool because I listen to audiobooks before I go to bed, and so you can have it for, end of the chapter, you can have it 60 minutes, whatever you want. You can have a custom, whatever it is, you can set a sleep timer. That's really cool. You can also, right there, a little clip thing, so you can add different bookmarks and save the location where you left off in the book. Of course, it automatically saves, and you can go between devices, and it'll pick up exactly where you left off. Now, that right there is just going to leave a little bookmark, so if you want to go back to that chapter and find out some quote or something like that, that's a good way to track that. Up here, you have this little car. If you want to go into like driving mode, something that I typically do a lot on long road trips is I'll play an audiobook so I can, I'll learn stuff or I'll be entertained or whatever on a long road trip rather than just, cycling through my music. So it's also very convenient that this is so hands-free. So if you actually look at this right here, you can either bookmark, you can go back 30 seconds, or you can play. So 3 major options right there. You're probably not going to be doing anything other than that while you're driving, and it makes it very safe. So this is equivalent to like a radio in your car, how there's just giant buttons and you can hit whatever at one of those. Now, some other options up here in the top right, you can go and you can view your clips or your bookmarks. You can go into button-free mode, which is pretty cool. So you can swipe left, you can swipe right, and you can tap anywhere to play or pause. That's a cool feature you have. You can also view similar titles. So, of course, Amazon has a very strong algorithm when they're trying to sell to you. And so if you are interested in one type of book, or maybe you searched other books, they'll be using that and trying to find the best book for you to read. So they do have a very good algorithm, in my opinion, when you're trying to find new books. Now, Audible also has almost 500,000 titles compared to the about 150,000 that Audiobooks.com has. So there's a huge advantage there in the library size for Audible. Now, as we go down the options on the left, you can go into Originals, which will take you into the shopping mode. And when you're in the shopping mode, you have 2 left this month. So right now I can download 2 different ones I want that are included with my membership, and they have several different, I think every month they have about 6 that you can choose from. And these Audible Originals might be interviews with different people, they might be interviews with authors, they might be, different, all kinds of different stuff. And it's relatively new, like I said, so you'll have to check this out on your own to decide which one you actually like. This is not something I typically use. I use Audible for the specific books that I definitely want. I have a whole list of books that the next few months I'll be listening to, but if you're interested in this, it's definitely a cool feature out there. So some other things on the side, as we go down, you can go to news, which is going to be, pretty uneventful. That's just your notifications within the app. When you go down, you can actually go to stats, which is going to sort of rank you and encourage you to listen more or read more, or whatever you want to call it. So right here, they have different ranks for you. So if you listen to like 1 or 2 hours, this is, first of all, I want to mention, this is not my main account. I opened another account just to show you guys all the different things that you can achieve before you actually get them. So if you're a newbie, you can listen to like 1 hour, and then as you listen to more, you'll be, a novice and then a pro, and they keep upgrading you and you rank up, sort of. Not that you gain anything out of it, it's just sort of fun to track how much you actually listen. When you go over to the badge collection, you can listen to, or you can see different badges that you get for listening at noon or listening while you're driving, or, different things like that, and they'll give you little awards for that. You can go over and track the actual listening time. So here, since I got my new account here on this phone, it's 58 minutes is what I've been listening to, and then over there you have Audible titles, so I've listened to 6 different titles. If we go to the recommended tab down here, you'll see all these different books. And as I said, Amazon has a very strong algorithm, and they're very good at tailoring things to the user. So as you scroll down, you'll see a lot of different books that are going to be interesting to you. And the more books that you read or listen to, the better this is going to be, and the more accurate it's going to be. And it's going to help you find more stuff. So right now, I only listened to 1 book on here, 1 new book that I actually went and bought. And because of that, they're all just business books that are showing up. So I'm listening to a Grant Cardone book, and then these are all going to be just different business books that are similar to that one, essentially. So let's go down to the store, and you can see on the Android app, it's actually sorted. You can go and look at, so let's say, for example, categories. When you look at categories, this is not going to be the same as the interface on the Kindle, but on here, so let's just say we go down and want to see a business book. So when you go, it'll say recommended for you in business. It'll say bestsellers. It'll say new releases. And then down there, they have other things that are coming out that you might want to pre-order. So if I just go in and I look at the bestsellers, I can view them all. And when you view all, you'll see not only the title of the book, but a sample on the side. You can also see the ratings, and that's something I like a lot, because you can see 20,000 people rated this book, and they all gave it, it averages 5 stars. So you can say that's going to be an interesting book. They also tell you the length of the book, when it was released, who narrates it, and who actually wrote it. So sometimes that's important, because you'll see, like right here, the author and the narrator are the same person. I always prefer those books, because whoever wrote the book, if they're able to read it to me, it just has a different effect for me. Now, when we open up a book, you'll see some of these will have right there. So Whispersync for voice ready. So here it's going to tell you how it works. So when you go down, you can see that it integrates between the Kindle book and the actual audio. So you can buy the Kindle book, you can get the audio companion, and you can switch between the two if you want to read. And then maybe later you want to listen where you left off, and you can pick up where you left off between the two. So if you guys can see right here, this is actually within the Kindle. It's a little tricky to record your screen with the Kindle, but if you go down, you'll be able to see all these different things. I showed you the Washington Post, but you can also go and, for example, if you want to listen listen to like the New York Times, you can actually listen to, different news stories. And if you go, so let's open it up, the New York Times, you'll see all these different titles right here, and you want to listen to any story, you can actually tap on it, and what it is somebody that works for Audible reads the story. So here we are on the Audiobooks app from audiobooks.com, and when we're actually going through this app, you'll see right here is the first tab, feature titles, and these are going to be any titles that are new releases or anything like that. And as you go down and you want to look at any one of them, it's going to show up, and you can swipe left and right to find similar books in the same genre or maybe from the same author. Sometimes they're in a series, they'll show up, and you can swipe back and forth and find similar books in a very easy swipe, sort of like an old iTunes type of way. Now, when you're looking at these books, you'll notice there's also the rating on the bottom. Since these are relatively new books, a lot of them only have like 10 ratings or something like that. But again, you're going to see the same information on the bottom where it tells you the author, who read it. It's going to show when it was released, so you can find out how new this book actually was, and then of course how long the book is. Now, when you want it, you can either add it to your wish list, which is very cool, so you can go and find books you might want to read next month or the month after when you have more credits available, or you can actually download it right now and it'll say, do you want to buy this? And it's going to ask you if you're sure you want to purchase this book. So let's look at the other tabs now besides featured. If you go over here, you'll see browse first of all, and it's a little bit cleaner than you might find in Audible. So rather than that white list you found in Audible, here you actually have little icons, and you can scroll down and find something that's interesting to you. So if mystery and thriller is what you want, you can open that up, and then you'll get the subcategories, and as you scroll down, they also have images, and you can find, maybe you want like a legal thriller, and then within there, they're going to show up all the different titles, and again, you'll see how long it is, who wrote it, who read it, and how many stars it got, and how many reviews there were. So this is just a great way that you can actually find. I find that this is a little bit cleaner of an interface than on Audible when you're trying to browse and find new books. As you go down, you can see my books. Now this is just going to be the books that you have in your library right now. So I have 3 right now, and the reason I have 3 is actually because as we go over here, the next thing, I'm going to skip a couple and go down to member deals. When you go and you can actually get different deals within the app based on the month. So right now, this month, you're able to get 2-for-1 business listens, and I was listening to business books, so I can go down and I chose these 2 books, and I got both of them for 1 credit. So remember, you get 2 free credits when you sign up for this, and I used one of them to get these 2 books, so I have 3 total books now, which in my opinion is a very good deal. So moving along, the next thing that's actually really cool is my notes. Now I don't have any notes left on here yet, but what you can do is actually bookmark a different anywhere in your book that you're listening, and you can leave a note along with it. So when you actually go in right here, you can go down to the corner, and when you want to add a bookmark at a certain time, you can either add, you can continue listen, you can add and leave a note, or you can view all the bookmarks and notes. So that's just a cool feature right there. And since I have this up, I'll mention the other features of the actual player right here. So you'll notice, unfortunately, unlike Amazon's Audible, you don't have the little car player mode. So that's one drawback in my opinion. However, you do have many of the other same features. So you can play, you can go forward or backwards 30 seconds. And then you can also go to your sleep timer. The sleep timer is slightly different here, where it only has intervals of 15 minutes, and it doesn't actually allow you to, set the end of the chapter or the custom sleep timers. You can also go and change the play speed. Again, that is not quite as continuous, and it's only 4 different options for the playback speed, so you can actually only play faster. You can't play slower if you're trying to ever do that. Lastly, if you click the little star right here, this will allow you, so I'm not going to do it right now, but if you click the star right there, it'll allow you to review the book and rate it so that other people can decide if they want to get the same book. As we go down, you'll see my achievements. Achievements is going to be very similar to Amazon, so I'm not actually going to go into that one too much, but it'll essentially show you, different things. It'll say, are you a good listener and weekender and stuff like that, and you get 1 to 3 stars for each one depending on how much you do each of them. Now, other than that, I think that this is a very similar app in a lot of ways. However, some of the things that I really like about this, as I pointed out, were the browse feature on here. I think is a little bit cleaner. You have little icons, and it makes it easier to browse, easier for your eyes than reading a whole giant list like that. You also have my notes, which is very convenient right there, and you also have the member deals. So 3 different options there that I think are a benefit of this over Amazon. So guys, which app is actually better for you? I think in my opinion right now, because there are fewer titles in audiobooks.com, I'm going to have to stick with Audible. I really wanted to like audiobooks.com a little bit more than I did. They're both very similar apps, but they just don't have enough unique features out there that Audible doesn't have to really beat out Audible and make it worth it for me to go over to audiobooks.com. So in my opinion, Audible's the winner, but depending on who you are, you might want the different deals they have here where you can buy books slightly differently within the audiobooks.com app. So guys, I want to know which one you actually like better. If you listen to Audible or if you listen to audiobooks, Go down in the comment section right now and let me know why you choose one or over the other. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to go down and like and subscribe so that more people can see this video and gain the same value out of it that you did. I appreciate you all watching and sticking around for the length of this video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that subscribe button right there. If you want to see another video just like this one, click right there. And for my most recent upload, click right up there. You got 3 great options, guys. Click on any one of those and I'll see you in the next video.